Hi, my name is Sensis de Sietes and Cruzaladas. I'm an initiate in Voodoo and other African diasporic religions, here today to talk to you about how to do a proper egg cleansing. So I've been seeing in groups people posting their egg cleanses just to read, just like candles, that people post their candles to be read. But I see a lot of people are not doing it correctly, or they don't really know the history of what they're doing. So someone provided an article that said, yeah, they do this in China, they do it in Africa, they do it here, they do it there. But the problem with that is you don't know what you're doing. You're not doing one thing. You're not trained in one thing. You have the idea that people do this, but you don't know how to actually perform one. So most people, when they're doing it, they're actually borrowing maybe from hoodoo, who actually is borrowing again from curanderismo. People call them shamans. That's not really the appropriate use of the word for those people. They are bruja or brujo. They're witches that live in, say, Texas, Mesoamerica, South America. And they have really popularized, or people have popularized, the use of egg cleansings from this. Okay, but of course, egg cleansings. Okay, but the problem is people are doing egg readings, and it's not necessarily a cleanse. A cleansing and a divination are two different things, although they can be done at the same time. A lot of people practicing this meme spirituality or just learning from sources don't realize that it's also a process. There's things that we do before, there's things that we do after. People are cleansing and they're not blessing. People are blessing and they're not cleansing, for example. And you have to rid the obstacles, or you have to get rid of something negative before you get something. Your hand's closed, it's not open, for example, or doing road openings and not knowing you need to do a block busting, etc., etc. That this is usually there's usually a process to what we are doing, and not just the one thing though that you think is a spell that you are doing in the moment. So that's how it varies. So now to the egg cleansing. The preparation of the jar. Some people are cracking the egg in here, looking in it, then the negativity goes right back onto you. So the jar is usually prepared by some grains of salt in the water and then prayed over it. Our Father, Hail Mary, because they are Catholic syncretism, or Sky God, Earth Mother, as long as those principles are there. Pray over it, okay? Another way is you can put some holy water in there, and that is not moon water. That is not something necessarily that you've made yourself, unless you know how to get holy water naturally in nature, okay? It's a difference, because there's exorcismal prayers and things that are usually done over holy water from a Catholic priest, for example. It is different, okay? Then when you dispose of the egg in here, it can be poured down the toilet with some salt, close the lid, flush, and say, for this negativity to leave me and to never return. Okay? Some people just cleanse with the egg, and then they will put the egg under a tree or at the crossroads. They don't even break it and look at it, because it's a cleansing. They just want to cleanse themselves and get it away from them. Now, the thing with that is that you also have to leave an offering. Just like you take something out from nature or something, you also have to give an offering to the spirits that are there assisting you and accepting the work. And there are also negative beings at those areas as well. So some of us will cleanse ourselves and break the egg right on a received shrine that has been received in ceremony. For example, because we have that relationship with the spirit. So just keep in mind that you are breaking that negativity, that egg, like on those spirits in that realm, on their lands, in their kingdoms, when you go there. So it might be, if you don't have that type of relationship with the spirits where you're putting the egg, maybe just leave it underneath a tree with some water and some thanks, maybe for the tree, and then the negativity will ground. It'll go back into the earth, and it will recycle, because you don't want to be dumping your stuff on other entities like that. Okay. Um, the other thing is reading the egg. You should have some knowledge about how to be reading them, not just asking for interpretations. So it's usually negative, because your intention is cleansing. Your intention isn't necessarily to see, messages from your ancestors. So if there's a skull in there, it's probably something negative. Peaks and valleys are usually emotional attachments, or upsets. Little bubbles, they're usually evil eye. You could see things like Grim Reaper on there. If you work with Santisimo Muerte, it could be positive. If it's something sent to you, that is not positive. Or death around you, for example. You can see bats for vampiric spirits. You could see all sorts of things. Blood is not good. Cloudy is not good. Might indicate a health issue. It shouldn't float. The egg also, if it's clear and then you have like a capsule, it looks like just the white around the egg, like pocketing around it, also could be a health issue. So I belong to a group called RGV, Rio Grande Valley Witches. I used to actually live in Texas, and they have galleries of eggs cleanses, what those oracles mean in their cultural, because those meanings are also cultural, but they can be personal. But this is not just whatever you guys want it to be. This is actual, comes from traditions and people practicing this. The other thing is that you don't have to do this part, but I also know Mexican witches, they will burn like hot chili peppers to get rid of the negativity, or a certain bush. It's a plant that's very spicy and peppery to get rid of evil spirits that say come land or come land on a tree. They will have a lime and maybe chili peppers in one hand, and then cleans it with the other hand, so that they are not absorbing the negativity from the person that they are cleansing. Or they might burn, say, copal, or burn a tobacco or something to get additional messages as they're cleaning the person. And plus, it is of purity. The other thing, when you are cleansing yourself or you are cleansing a person, you should start from the head and just go down. Don't go back up again. I know sometimes in their cultures they will, but we believe also in other African diasporic traditions that your head is the cleanest, that's the purest energy, it's the highest, your crown chakra, and then down to earth is more baser or denser or more negativity, the more you get down into your gut and elimination systems. So it's just head to toe. You can go around, bring it out like you're pulling off. You can make left-handed circles to like try to remove something away from someone, brush down. They make crosses as they are trying to open up these centers and pull something off somebody. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. If you have any more questions or comments about this video or anything else to add, please do. And just know that it's usually a process, and these things that you're learning, they might come from something cultural, and that's not just really like the whole way that you need to be performing something. So I don't like just to say you're wrong, like this is wrong, but this is why people are not actually being cleansed. And so the more that people are cleansed and less negativity we have, of course, that's going to be the better, on earth and stuff like that. But that's why. And if you see something negative, you're going to have to cleanse. Like that's not the end all of the process. You should actually even keep doing eggs, disposing of it properly, and then until it's clear, until the oracle is clear. Just because you see something negative doesn't mean, oh, it took me that off me, now I'm good. It's like you could have more stuff on you, So I hope that helps.